Scotland are sitting top of a World Cup group containing Brazil and Morocco. Read that again. Top, Scotland. Above Brazil. Above Morocco. Above the team that reached the semifinals just 4 years ago in Qatar. And now, tonight, they have a chance to book their first ever World Cup knockout stage place with a game to spare. But here's the thing nobody is saying loud enough. Morocco are angry. They gave Brazil everything at that New York stadium. Brahim Díaz carved that Brazilian defense like it wasn't even there. Saibari chipped Alisson, like he does it every Tuesday morning in training. The Atlas Lions are not a team that drops points lying down. They came for Brazil. They nearly got them. Now, they're coming for Scotland. And Scotland's dream of history? It hangs on tonight's 90 minutes at Gillette Stadium. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm your soccer queen, and this channel is where we go deeper than the headlines, harder than the hot takes, and we never, ever do boring soccer analysis. Now, let's talk about what is actually happening in Group C right now, because I genuinely believe this is the most dramatic group at this entire World Cup. After matchday 1, Scotland sit top of Group C after beating Haiti 1-0, while Morocco drew 1-1 with Brazil. So Scotland, a nation that hasn't been at a World Cup since 1998, walked into Gillette Stadium, beat Haiti, and went top above Brazil and Morocco in the same breath. That is not a drill. Meanwhile, Morocco stunned the Seleção when Brahim Díaz split the Brazil defense with a perfectly weighted through ball, which Saibari ran onto and lifted beyond the on-rushing Alisson, only to be pegged back by a Vinicius Jr. wonder strike. 1 point from a game they probably deserved to win. Morocco are frustrated. And frustrated elite teams are dangerous. The Atlas Lions' 1-1 draw with Brazil opened the door for Scotland to seize control of the group, and Steve Clarke's side did just that with a narrow 1-0 win over Haiti. Scotland walked through that door. But now, Morocco are coming to kick it off the hinges. A win would lift Scotland to 6 points and put them on the brink of a first-ever World Cup knockout place. First. Ever. In 9 World Cup appearances. That is what is at stake tonight at Gillette Stadium, Boston. Today I'm going to cover 3 things. 1. Can Scotland's defensive structure actually hold Morocco's attack? 2. The individual battles that will decide this match, player by player. 3. My prediction, and a hot take that I guarantee will divide this comment section right down the middle. Let's go. Point 1. Can Scotland's defensive structure actually hold Morocco? Let's state this clearly. Scotland are not going to outplay Morocco. That is not the plan. That has never been Steve Clarke's plan. And honestly, that's fine, because Clarke has built something far more valuable than a pretty soccer team. He's built a system. A defensive organism that thinks, breathes, and suffocates opponents together. Under Steve Clarke, the Scotland formation is built on a pragmatic and defensively robust foundation. We're talking a low block that is disciplined, aggressive in transition, and brutally effective at making games ugly. Clarke doesn't care about your aesthetics. He cares about clean sheets and set pieces. And at this level, that is a completely legitimate weapon. But here's where I'm going to challenge the mainstream opinion. Because everyone is talking about Morocco's attack like Scotland's defense is made of paper. It is not. Andy Robertson captains his nation at the World Cup and is the most experienced member of the squad with 92 caps, closely followed by Aston Villa skipper John McGinn, who has 85. This is not a young, nervous backline. These are seasoned, battle-hardened players who have been through qualification wars together. Robertson at left back remains one of the best in Europe at his position. He has faced Salah, Mbappe, Bellingham in club soccer. Achraf Hakimi is terrifying, but Robertson has faced terrifying before. Now, The real question is the right side. Because Morocco have one of the best right-backs in the world in Achraf Hakimi, and Hakimi running at Scotland's left channel is genuinely the most dangerous matchup on this entire pitch. Hakimi doesn't just overlap. He arrives at pace, with purpose, with that low-driven cross that cuts across the 6-yard box. Scotland will have to double up on him. They have to. If they leave him 1-versus-1 for 90 minutes, this game is over by halftime. But let's not sleep on what Scotland showed against Haiti. It wasn't pretty. It was efficient. 1 chance, 1 goal, defend for your life. Against Morocco, that template needs to be almost perfect. 1 lapse, 1, and Brahim Díaz or Saibari will punish them. Morocco proved against Brazil they can hurt anyone. Scotland's defensive discipline isn't just important tonight, it is everything. Point 2. The individual battles that will decide this match. This is where it gets really interesting, because this game won't be decided by tactics alone. It will be decided by 3 or 4 individual duels, and I want to break them down right now. McTominay versus Morocco's midfield press. Armed with in-form stars like Scott McTominay and John McGinn, Scotland combine relentless work rate with technical quality. McTominay is Scotland's engine. He's the guy who covers ground, wins second balls, and makes the team tick. But Morocco, under their new coach, have shown a preference for a high-pressing 4-3-3 with overlapping fullbacks. That press is going to come for McTominay early. If he can carry the ball through it, recycle possession, and keep Scotland organized, Scotland stay in this game. If Morocco's press pins him back and forces errors in dangerous areas, it could be a long night. Bunu versus Scotland's set pieces. Here's the angle nobody is giving enough credit to. Scotland are dangerous from dead balls. McGinn's delivery, Robertson's whip, McTominay's presence in the box. Morocco's Yassine Bunu proved pivotal late in the match against Brazil, making vital saves. But coming for crosses in a physical contest against Scottish headers is a different test entirely. If Scotland win a free kick in the right area, do not look away. That is their most realistic route to a goal tonight. Brahim Díaz, the wild card nobody can stop. Morocco have Real Madrid star Brahim Díaz and rising star Ayoub Bouadi pulling strings in dangerous positions. Díaz was the architect against Brazil. His through ball for Saibari was absolute perfection. He finds pockets of space between the lines like he's allergic to marking. Scotland will need McGinn and Ferguson to track his movement relentlessly, because if Díaz gets time on the ball in Scotland's half, he will find someone. He always finds someone. The individual battles are set. The tactical chessboard is laid out. But nothing prepares you for point 3. Point 3. Morocco's coaching crisis is either their greatest weakness or their secret weapon. Here's the storyline that has been criminally underreported in the build-up to this match. Morocco didn't just change their tactics before this tournament. They changed their entire identity. Walid Regragui resigned on March 5, 2026, just 3 months before kickoff. 3 months. The man who took Morocco to the semi-finals of Qatar 2022, the greatest achievement in African soccer history, walked away 3 months before the World Cup began. That is not a minor disruption. That is a seismic shock to a squad's psychology. And who stepped in? Mohamed Wabi stepped up from leading the under-20 side to U20 World Cup glory in 2025, beating Argentina 2-0 in the final. This is his first senior head coaching role. His first senior role at a World Cup, in a group with Brazil, Scotland, and Haiti. Think about that pressure for a second. This man went from coaching teenagers to managing World Cup heavyweights in the space of months. Now, the mainstream narrative says this is a massive weakness for Morocco. Instability at the top, a rookie coach learning on the job, players still processing the loss of Regragui. And yes, there is truth in that. Against Brazil manager Carlo Ancelotti says he was worried with their start, meaning even Ancelotti felt Morocco were the better side early on. But Morocco couldn't hold it. They conceded. And in the second half, they sat back instead of going for the win. Was that Wabi's tactical decision? Nerves? Players taking control themselves? We genuinely don't know. That uncertainty is a problem. But here's the other side of this argument, and this is where I push back on the doom narrative. 9 players from the historic 2022 semifinal squad return, including Achraf Hakimi, Yassine Bounou, and Sofiane Amrabat. This squad has been through war together. They've beaten Portugal at a World Cup. They've beaten Spain. The leadership in that dressing room doesn't come from the dugout. It comes from Hakimi, from Amrabat, from Bounou. A rookie coach with experienced soldiers is not the same as a rookie team. These players know exactly what they're doing when the lights are brightest. And here's the thing most people miss. A new coach means a fresh set of eyes. No rigid attachment to Regragui's conservative second-half system. Wabi's instinct is to press, to attack, to be aggressive. That U20 team didn't beat Argentina by parking the bus. They went at them. If Wabi brings that same fearless energy to Gillette Stadium tonight against Scotland, this could get very uncomfortable for Steve Clarke's men very quickly. The hot take, and I'm not backing down from this. Everyone is picking Morocco to win this. The Opta supercomputer, the pundits, the betting markets. Morocco are back to triumph with a dominant win probability of 54.9%, while Scotland's chances of victory are rated at just 20.1%. 20%. That's what the computers think of Scotland's chances tonight. And I think that is exactly the kind of disrespect that fuels historic upsets. My hot take is this: Scotland win tonight, 1-0. And it's a John McGinn goal from a set piece that sends Gillette Stadium absolutely delirious. Here's why I'm confident. Morocco are not fully settled under a new coach. Their second-half performance against Brazil showed signs of nerves and tactical uncertainty. Scotland, meanwhile, just recorded their first win at a major tournament in back-to-back matches. This team believes right now in a way no Scotland squad has in a generation. Belief at a World Cup is not nothing. Belief is everything. Clarke sets his team up in a low block, weathers the early Morocco storm, and then one set piece. One moment. One McGinn delivery that nobody deals with. Scotland steal it. Morocco are eliminated before facing Brazil, and Steve Clarke becomes a national legend overnight. Is it the safe pick? No. Is it the right pick? Absolutely. The conclusion will blow your mind. Right, let's bring this home. 3 points, 3 punchy sentences. Then we settle this. 1. Scotland's defensive system under Steve Clarke is not a weakness disguised as a tactic. It is a genuine World Cup-level structure built on experience, discipline, and collective intelligence. And tonight, it will be tested harder than at any point in this tournament. 2. The individual battles on this pitch will be savage. Hakimi against Scotland's left side, McTominay against Morocco's press, Brahim Díaz against Scotland's ability to stay organized in tight spaces. Whoever wins those personal duels wins the match. Full stop. 3. Morocco's coaching upheaval is real, it is significant, and it has introduced a layer of tactical uncertainty that the Atlas Lions have not fully resolved. Wabi's squad blends veteran quality with the energy of a new philosophy, and that blend has not yet been stress-tested in a must-win situation at senior level. And my final verdict? I'm saying it again, even louder this time: Scotland. 1-0. Tonight, at Gillette Stadium, in front of a tartan army that has sold out every single seat and will be absolutely shaking the walls of that stadium from the first whistle. Scotland are aiming to win back-to-back matches at a major tournament for the very first time. Back-to-back. In 9 World Cup appearances, 9, they have never done that. Never strung together consecutive wins at a major tournament. Tonight is the night that changes. Tonight is the night Steve Clarke's name gets carved into Scottish soccer history permanently. Morocco are brilliant. Morocco are dangerous. Morocco have Hakimi and Díaz and Saibari and Bounou. I respect every single one of them. But Scotland have something Morocco don't have tonight. They have nothing to lose and everything to gain. That psychological freedom is priceless at a World Cup. Absolutely priceless. The underdog with belief and a plan beats the favorite with uncertainty every single time. Every single time. Now, I need you in the comments right now, because this is the debate that matters tonight. If Scotland need to sacrifice a midfielder to deal with Morocco's press, does Lawrence Shankland stay in the starting 11 and Scotland keep their attacking threat? Or does Ryan Christie come in for extra midfield cover and Scotland go purely defensive? Shankland or Christie? Who starts? Drop your answer below. Tell me your reasoning. Tell me I'm wrong about the result. Tell me I'm mad for picking Scotland. I want this comment section alive tonight. And if you are not subscribed yet, what are you actually doing? Hit that subscribe button right now. Not because I asked nicely, because this channel called a Scotland World Cup win before kickoff, and you are going to want to be here when the final whistle blows tonight. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. Eastern Time at Gillette Stadium. Set your alarms. Scotland's date with history starts now. Good luck tonight, Scotland.